Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching. Earlier, I did a video about the 10 beauty things I don't buy anymore. If you're curious to see that video, I'm going to leave it here. But today I wanted to talk about 5 beauty habits that have changed for me. And these are literally things I thought would never, ever change. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribed. And let's start with number 1. I've always been a bargain and sometimes even like not at all like a body care person. Like Vaseline intensive care is about as much as I would spend on a body lotion. And I did that for decades. And there were even years like when I was a high school kid and then into early college, and I was just like, I couldn't be bothered. I was so busy and I was, going to classes and doing stuff that I'd jump out of the shower, dry off, get dressed. I spent the time on my hair and my makeup, and I didn't spend the time on like lotioning my body or exfoliating my body or doing things that would, make everything like from here down be amazing. And that is one huge thing that has changed for me. And I don't just before I was lucky if I lotioned at all before I started getting scaly. Now I lotion regularly every day, and I'm using really a lot more expensive body products. So Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream is like the first thing, ding, 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 that makes me think of something that I have repurchased multiple times in the last 2 years that I continue to buy when it runs out, and it's expensive. It's $45 for 8 ounces. That is a lot. I definitely can see myself continuing to buy this product because I really love the way it feels. I love the way it smells. But more than anything, I haven't had a single dry patch anywhere since I started using it. And there have been other more drugstore brands that I've tried where I'd even, exfoliate and lotion up and I would still be dry. So that's really good. I've also been using one from Korres. It's one of their body butters that comes in a tube. Love that stuff. It's the vanilla guava. And even though it's a more expensive brand, I did get it on sale, so I didn't pay full price for it. But I never thought I'd be the one to be looking at high-end body products. I just never thought it would be me. So when I started really getting into skincare a decade and a half ago in my early 30s, I fell in love with Korean skincare. And for more than a decade, I lived for sheet masks. And I still enjoy a sheet mask, but I thought about it recently. I haven't used a sheet mask since probably the fall. Here's why. For me, I feel like because they're usually made out of a cotton type fabric and they're single use and they come in that little foil pouch, it just seems excruciatingly wasteful. First of all, I don't know if the fabric that they're made out of actually biodegrades. On top of that, it's one-time use, and then there is the foil pouch. Sometimes the masks themselves come with a plastic layer over the top of the mask so that when they fold up and put them in the pouch, they're easier to disentangle. It's a lot. I have stopped using sheet masks and I have started opting for wash-off masks. And wash-off masks have been around for a long time. Clay masks, exfoliating acid masks. Like one of my favorites is the one from Peach and Lily. It's their, I always forget what it's called. It's teal, it's beautiful. It's their Super Reboot Resurfacing Mask. It's my favorite exfoliating mask. I've tried less expensive, I've tried more expensive, and this one seems to do a really good job for me. And I use it usually once a week. I try not to overdo it because it can be a little bit much. Another thing I really enjoy using is the Kaolin mask from Inkey List. It comes in a little, I think it's a 2-ounce tube. It's very inexpensive, and if you're looking for a clay mask that's not too drying, it's budget friendly. You get multiple uses out of it, and I feel like sometimes if you need to clean your pores out using a clay mask, for 10 minutes, and then switching over to something like the Peach and Lily Super Reboot Mask can really help to get everything out. It's my favorite go-to combo clay mask and then an exfoliating acid mask. I really do like it. But I've been reaching for a lot of other masks that come in tubes and jars because I feel like there's less waste involved with that, and they are designed to be able to go down the drain. Another thing I never thought I would change and really start to wholeheartedly believe in is inexpensive skincare. When I first started using skincare in my 20s, I used every single thing from Lancome. And so I would go every 3 to 4 months and I would spend $300 or more. I would get the SPF, I would get the eye cream, I would get the face cream, I'd get the night cream, I would get the face wash. spent way too much money. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Lancome products or there's anything wrong with luxury products, but early on, I used to associate a high price tag with the most effective. And the one thing that I've learned is that that's not the case. Is that a lot of times you're paying for the prestige of the name, you're paying for the packaging, you're paying for some exclusive formula that it's, and I don't even know how effective those products were. When I finally started really loving and understanding skincare better, I started thinking about Korean skincare in my early to mid 30s. And what I was like surprised, I was like, dude, this stuff is so inexpensive. And a lot of the products that I used to really love, they were drugstore prices. They were like, you know, $12 for a face wash. They were $20 for a jar of skin cream. And I was just like, why am I paying $80 for a 1 ounce jar of face cream? And then brands like The Ordinary and the Inkey List started coming out. Good Molecules, the one from Beautylish. There are so many amazing companies out there that are making beautiful, well-formulated products that work at a budget price tag. And I love that I don't feel like I need to buy the SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic when I can use the one from Maylove. The Glow Maker is a great vitamin C, vitamin E, ferulic acid, and it has hyaluronic acid. It's a great $28 serum. I try so hard to find products that have a really great ability to deliver on a very low budget. And I feel like products from The Ordinary, products from the Inkey List, Maylove products, Crave Beauty products, all run that gamut of, you know, they're not like $4 like some of the e.l.f. products or $10 like some of the e.l.f. products, but my favorite serum is the one from Crave Beauty. It's the Great Barrier Relief. It's $28 and you get 1.7 ounces. It's amazing. So that's what I'm saying is, don't feel like you have to break the bank and pay for like the luxury La Mer stuff when there's so many other great things that will work well for your skin at a lower price tag. That's been a huge change for me and I never thought that would be. So since quarantine hit, I just quit shaving. And at first it was, I don't care, we're in quarantine and we're not going to be here forever. And when it's time to leave the house and be a person again, I'll just shave all my hair off. And the funny thing is, it's July and we're still here. So I finally decided late April, early May, you know what? It's time to not just shave, but let's get rid of this hair in the long term. And I always liked the idea of waxing, but I was worried about the pain level. And then on top of that, I didn't think that it was something I could successfully do at home. And quarantine taught me different. So I have started waxing my legs and my armpits, and I don't know that I'm gonna go back to shaving. Now, the downside is you have to let your hair get long enough that the wax will adhere to it. But I have a lot of those wax strips where they come with 2 pieces of paper stuck together, wax in the middle, and you just pull them apart, lay it down, rip it up, and you can use those until they're not sticky anymore. I really like the ease of that. I recently did get a Sally Hansen at home wax kit, and it comes with cloth strips and a jar of wax that you microwave and then you spread on and you rip up. I haven't tried that one yet, but that's when the other ones run out. That's what I'm going to next. But I really feel like it's so easy and it's not expensive. I feel like it's a really great way, and I don't have to like constantly every day shave. And I used to get to the point where I was like, I'm only going to shave up to the knee, and I'm only going to shave like once every 3 days. And that shave for me only lasts for like half a day, and then it's like prickle city. So I love waxing. I love it. And I think it's worth it, even though my hair does have to get just a little bit longer that I'm comfortable with before I can rip it out. The last thing I thought I would never do was stop dyeing my hair. My mom is 68 years old, and until just recently had been dyeing her hair every 2.5 to 3 weeks. She would go in, she'd make an appointment, 2.5 to 3 weeks, 2.5 to 3 weeks. And I'd been watching her do this and struggling, and she would come to visit. She lives in Ohio. When she would come to visit, she'd stay for, you know, a month or a month and a half, and I'd have to find a hairdresser locally who could dye her hair for her. Or sometimes she'd go to the drugstore and pick up a box of like root touch-up, and she's like, oh, I hate it. It never looks right. And I started lamenting, going, man, if I don't come to terms with my gray and get to be okay with it, I'm going to be in my late 60s, early 70s having to dye my hair every 2 weeks. And it's tedious. After I had my first daughter, I quit working full-time and I was only working part-time. And when I was working part-time, our income decreased, so I quit having someone at the salon do my hair, and I signed up for eSalon, which is a company that will hand mix color exactly for you, ship it to you, and they have your formula. And I really liked it. It worked really well for me, I'll tell you that, and I feel like I got really beautiful results, and I was never embarrassed. But the older I got and the more my gray hair started to grow in, I decided that, you know, maybe it's time to quit. So last February of 2019, it's almost been a year and a half, I quit dyeing my hair. Since I quit dyeing my hair and I've quit air styling I only use the hair dryer when it's cold and wet outside, like in the fall and winter. Once spring rolls around, and start letting it air dry. But I've got to the point where I feel like I understand my hair better, and my hair is the healthiest it's been since I was a 20-year-old. Because when I was 26, I noticed a couple of grays, and that's when I started highlighting my hair. And then in my early 30s, I went from highlighting my hair into like all over color, and I'd been solidly coloring my whole head of hair every 4 to 6 weeks for a decade, maybe like 13, 14 years. And now, and this short haircut is due to the fact that this is not like my preferred hairstyle. I would like hair longer, but my dye finally all got cut off at my last haircut. I didn't like the cut. I'm still struggling with it, but I feel like I understand it a little bit better, but I don't have a single inch of dye anywhere on my hair. And, you know, you can see some of the white coming through in places, and I don't mind that. I wish it was more like my mom or my cousin who have these amazing giant white streaks, but mine is just kind of, you know, peppered in throughout. I'm hoping I'll get more of like a definitive white streak like here or at my temples or something, because I love that look. But I'm not there yet. But I do notice that my hair, like the overall color is darker than it used to be when I was a kid. I used to have a beautiful rich auburn hair, and now it's decidedly brown. But I do have some more auburn streaks still here right along my hairline. And it's weird because now I know like the color that I always used to dye my whole head of hair is the color of the highlights I still have here. So I was trying to stay true to what I remember my hair being, but I've fallen in love with my hair now at 45, with the white, with the curl. I figured it out. I'm gonna let it grow now because I miss being able to braid it or pony it or, you know, pin it back. And it's not bad. It's just not the hairstyle I would pick. Like if I could pick any hairstyle, I'd be like, that one, it wouldn't be this. But I still feel like it looks cute and it works for me. But I never, ever, ever thought I would embrace my gray hair. And it's been one of the greatest gifts because I don't have to spend like 3 hours getting my hair dyed every 4 weeks or 6 weeks. I don't have to spend the money on it. And then I never have to worry about the grow out. I didn't realize how much anxiety that grow out used to cause me when the rest of my hair was perfect and you could see like ½ an inch of gray here. It used to drive me crazy. And now that's just my hair and I'm okay with that. There you go. Those were the 5 beauty changes that have gone on for me that I never expected to do. Some cost me more, some cost me less, and some I just couldn't be bothered to shave my legs, which kind of transformed into, oh, guess what? There's another option for hair removal. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching today. I would love to know if your beauty habits have changed. What's the one thing that you do or you don't do that you were sure was never going to be? I would love to know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.